Pompeo draws contrast between Zelensky's visits with Trump, Biden. The Hill. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had a very different meeting with former President Trump compared to his meeting with President Biden and his opponent in the 2024 election. In one case he was meeting with the vice president, who was in charge when tens of thousands of Zelensky's people. Below are your comments. Russia will not make an agreement without Ukraine giving up some of its land, and Ukraine will not make an agreement without Russia leaving its land. Magically, Trump will be able to get the parties to agree to end the war as supported by his saying. He has a plan to achieve this. And MAGA can play. See more. I wish Republicans would share whatever reality-altering Kool-Aid they are drinking so we could all ignore actual facts and events and alter our perceptions to align with whatever fantasy we care to doctor up. He seems to forget Trump attempted to blackmail the Ukrainians into helping his campaign by holding back funds already approved by Congress until they conducted a sham investigation into Hunter Biden to give him a few political points. He also wants the Ukrainians to give up part of their lands to an invader who occupied their country in the interest of a fair deal. I have to wonder if the Russians, as Medvedev suggested at one point they do, had declared the Alaska a purchase of 1867 null and void and tried to take it back if Trump would be willing to give them so. Me or all of the state and its citizens in the search for a fair deal. Russia was actively engaged in eastern Ukraine during the Trump administration. Putin's goal was to always take Ukraine. He wants to reconstruct the Russian Empire. He has played a similar strategy in several locations among the old Soviet satellite states. They have done this in Georgia with separatist regions of South Ossetia and Abkhazia, with Moldova and Transnistria, and Ukraine along the Eastern Front in separatist regions. These regions are set up and funded to provide Russia the ability to act stealthy, and when needed, provide a pretext for invasion. Putin lost an asset in the White House who wanted to disengage with NATO and ignore what Putin was doing in Europe. Putin made a miscalculation and attacked Ukraine thinking the invasion would be fast. That did not happen. He has been continuing to push in Ukraine, despite being bogged down, hoping and actively supporting MAGA and Trump. If Trump wins, Putin will take Ukraine and push into Georgia. If the U.S., under Trump, disengages with NATO, Putin will push into Europe with the same stealth and simmer strategy. In no way has Trump dominated Putin. Trump said we should withdraw financial support for Ukraine and even withdrawing from NATO. Does this sound like Trump deterring Putin? Or doing exactly what Putin wants? Pompeo is the one that sold out the Afghans when he held a meeting with the Taliban in Doha in 2020. There was no Afghan representation and he agreed to all the Taliban terms, including freeing 5,000 terrorists and pulling out most of the military, leaving Biden with this quagmire. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.